And Wesley, who is in Class 5, replacing the defender Zeka, who had been put under quite a bit of pressure in the first half and was yellow carded. Wesley is a forward, so there will be a bit of a reshuffle. Paralympic debut. So, Brazil 2 goals to the good after an excellent first half. And if Great Britain are going to challenge to win a medal for the first time in 32 years, they're going to have to get a couple of goals in this second half. And hardly the ideal start to proceedings, with CROSSEN looking perhaps to have come off the worst here. That's a solid collision. And he immediately and worryingly reached for the right knee. And both players recognised it was a wholehearted collision. CROSSEN, who was Britain's most creative player in the first half and uses that right side particularly effectively. Are we hoping he's okay to continue in the same vein as he played in the first half? Here's PORCHER. Well, that's neatly done by PORCHER. Just one touch from getting into the penalty area. He was nearly through. Out by Fernandes. No offside, remember, in 7-a-side football. Wesley's just come on and he turned neatly there, and it was a vital block by Barker for Great Britain. Brazil able to shift the ball so quickly from defence to attack. And that is going to be the danger throughout the second half for the British team, and perhaps the joy of it from the Brazilian point of view. CROSSEN. He's not happy with the decision, it's fair to say. Now, did he just snake the leg around the side and make contact with the ball? No, I think it was the shin. Although Fernandes did go to ground rather easily. Felipe GOMES. Asking an awful lot of Fernandes. He's been effective down the left-hand side. Irons did well. Nice pass into space for Rutter. That's a good ball too. And here's PORCHER. Now a shooting chance. Yes! Just the start to the second half that Great Britain wanted. And the veteran goalkeeper beaten. PORCHER's barely had a sight of goal, but that's what he can do when he gets one. And the 19-year-old Scot on his Paralympic debut has done that to get Great Britain back in the game. It's beautifully precise. Well, from a neutral perspective, perhaps a goal that will add to the narrative. But for the host nation, that was not in the script. He had quite a frustrated figure at times, PORCHER, as if he felt the ball could come to him more regularly than it did. And we let him get close to goal there, Di Maria. But there were enough white shirts in the way to block it. Rationally, you'd think, well, Brazil won't be too concerned because of the number of chances they have created, but how will that goal change the dynamic of the contest? thrilling moment for young David Porcher, 19-year-old from Livingston in Scotland. Only began playing this form of the game earlier this year. Now there's space here. Well, that's a heavy touch to give Rutter the ball. He almost gave it back there to Leandrinho, and then felt he was impeded by the Brazilian number 11, not in the eyes of the referee. Di Maria's gone on down the right-hand side. Maycon checks back. Fernandes. Just suckered in Matt Crossen somewhat. This is Wesley. Crossen made amends. Felipe Gomes taking the safe option, just trying to restore some calm to the Brazilian ship. Maycon didn't see a forward pass, nothing on in the penalty box. Felipe Gomes again. They're saying to Great Britain, if you want the ball, you're going to have to come after it. You're going to have to chase and work hard to close us down. That's the trap, of course. That will create the space for Brazil to play in behind. Here's Di Maria, who did so well to create that second goal, and Hines was just manoeuvred away from the ball. That's Felipe Gomes. Leandrinho coming towards the ball. That's a pass to Maycon. And Leandrinho again. They have to watch him. Oh! Did Moore get a fingertip to that? I think he did. Well, Leandrinho came ever so close to a second goal. And Moore on the stretch may just have got a glove to it. Might just be the save of the game, that. Fernandes. It went to Wesley. It worked well for Brazil. I'm not sure Wesley intended to leave it for Leandrinho, but it was nearly perfect. He's been a thorn in the side of Great Britain, Leandrinho. He's been a fine player for Brazil today. Fernandes won't be scared to hit it. Crossen wasn't scared to get out and throw his body in the way. More space for Fernandes. Oh, he's played that in beautifully, and Leandrinho again. Oh, so much space for the number 11 at the far post, and he was well found by Fernandes. Couldn't keep the header down. It's a good chance. It's Leandrinho's movement that Great Britain are having the most trouble dealing with. Emyle Rudder. He's preparing to come on. Pass from Wesley is to Felipe Gomes. I think he was looking for the run of Maycon, who just checked on the edge of the penalty area. It's Martin Hickman, the number 3, who is going to be replaced. These players both class 7s, as indeed the majority of players in this tournament are. And maybe Rudder will be a little bit more forward-thinking. Paralympic debut for the 22-year-old from East London. Here's Porcher. Well, he scored with that left foot at the start of the second half, and evidently the confidence is high. This was the goal in the 33rd minute. He pulled it back to 2-1. Crowd just diffusing the tension with a little Mexican wave, because it is tense out there, no question. This is proving to be just the start to this Paralympic 7-a-side competition that we hoped for. Brazil, the higher ranked side, the side with medals relatively recently in Paralympic competition. But a confident young Great Britain side, making it difficult at least for the host nation. You could see what Rutter was thinking. You could see why Crossen had stopped making the run. Felipe Gomes has got more involved in an attacking sense in this second half. Wesley with a nice little pass to Leandro. Here's Felipe Gomes again. Retreating was Crossen to get a foot in, but it's Leandro once more. Fernandes. They're thinking carefully about committing too many to the attack, Brazil here. Felipe Gomes, again, threatening the shot from long range. Britain don't want to expose their goalkeeper to that. Felipe Gomes again. Rutter thinks about coming out to close him down. It's not a great pass from Felipe Gomes. Crossen in the way. And he was strong there, Crossen. Well, he got the free kick. I'm not sure he wanted it. He was just making ground away from the defender. Although it's hot work out there, and I'm not sure he was too sad to get the rest. Irons going forward from right back. Barker just has to be sure. There's Porcher. It's a Great Britain corner. Faces are all pictures of concentration on the pitch and on the sidelines. This next 16 minutes could be vital for both sides' hopes in this competition. Crossen with the corner. They're waiting to time the runs. It's out by Maycon. Collected by Porcher. It was a neat bit of skill that even the Brazilians in the crowd appreciated. Here's Emyle Rudder. It's going to be a corner. It's spun up off the defender. Just a good little spell this for Great Britain, having undergone a long spell of Brazilian pressure themselves. Porcher's having fun out there. Crossen's come to the ball. Neatly worked. Cross couldn't pick out Porcher. It was he who made the cry. Crossen. Good challenge by Fernandes. Now what pace has he got? Well, Crossen had to get to the ball and he did. That was vital for Great Britain. The Brazilian counter looked inevitable there. Instead, Britain will come again. Rutter, he looked like he got the turn on Leandro, but Leandro was too wise. He's done good work at both ends of the field, the Brazilian number 11. And that was an excellent challenge. There's no doubting that with Zeka off the field, the most impaired of the Brazilian players who was playing at the back, they've strengthened the defensive side in this second half and perhaps posed less of a threat with Wesley up front, but still plenty of time left. Felipe Gomes did well, got his body in front of Porcher, made the foul inevitable. They're nervous, all right, the host nation. Victory here will make things far less complicated and make the route to the semi-finals look very clear. A draw, and it's much less so. Here's Wesley. Back to Leandro. Fernandes is with him. So too Di Maria. Rutter with the tackle for Great Britain. British captain still seems to be going strong. Fernandes away from Crossen initially. And Leandro ran into trouble. Rudder did a good job there, the number 6, of helping out. And here's Rudder now. Can Great Britain find an equalising goal here? Strong from Felipe Gomes. Porcher wanted a little bit more quality on the pass. He's been central to the Brazilian team today. Irons is there and plenty of time to cover, but nearly got himself into trouble. Leandro has picked it up, and there are 2 up with him here for Brazil. Well, he got the nutmeg, which the crowd enjoyed, but it was to no avail. Irons kept his cool nicely for Great Britain. Fernandes between 2 players, and the referee says no foul to Britain's relief. I don't think Fernandes agrees. This is Maycon. Only got 1 goal in the first half, Maycon, from much closer range. That was never really coming down in time to test Giles Moore. Here's the nutmeg on Irons. But Irons didn't panic, and Leandro couldn't swivel quickly enough to collect the ball the other side. Crossen being shown the line by the defender, but he's got the ball into Porcher. Here's Rutter, the British captain. Two Class 8s going head to head. Felipe Gomes for Brazil and the British captain Rutter. Just over 10 minutes to go. This opening match in Pool A. CROSSEN did that nicely. What a second time. And he wants to continue, Matt CROSSEN. He wanted to go all the way himself there, having beaten 2 players. But now he's having to retreat pretty speedily because Brazil are countering. And there's space in behind. And it was Irons who did really well to snuff out the danger there. Well, here's CROSSEN. Maybe he might have been best advised to leave it to Barker in the end, who was there in plenty of time. But it was fun while it lasted. Wesley from the corner. Back to Leandrinho. He's going to take his time. Well, Leandrinho's into space here. And Moore is down to make the save for Great Britain, but it was opening up there for the number 11. Third goal for Brazil now. We'll just make the last 8.5 minutes or so all the more straightforward to negotiate, and Leandrinho was looking for it there. Safe handling from Moore, who let 1 or 2 spill away from his gloves in the first half, but didn't on that occasion. Looks like Ollie Nugent, the 18-year-old, is about to come on for Great Britain. And he'll have to come on for Jack Rutter because Nugent is a Class 8 player. So it'll be the captain that Great Britain will withdraw here. Rutter then, what could be his last action? Into PORCHER, back to CROSSEN. Rutter again to CROSSEN once more. Rudder's coming towards the ball in the middle. CROSSEN wanted to go on, and you could see why. And it is the great British captain, Jack Rutter, who will be replaced. It's Ollie Nugent, the number 11, who is taken to the field for his Paralympic debut. 7.5 minutes to make himself a great British hero. And this is Nugent's first touch now, if he can keep it in. And he's won the corner. Did well in a tight space there. Two substitutes combining. Nugent. Nobody was really waiting for the cross in the centre anyway. Nicely worked by Great Britain. CROSSEN is onto this, and there's nobody between him and goal. CROSSEN! What a big chance for Great Britain, and they know it. Two beautiful passes, and the Brazilian defence was split open. And with the outside of that right boot, he was so confident of scoring. It's been a more even second half. Brazil have still had the better chances, but Britain are coming on strong, and Nugent tried to turn, and it's Rudder who's put it over the top. And the chances now for Great Britain are accumulating. How are the nerves in the Brazilian camp now? Just over 5 minutes to go, but Great Britain seeming to finish the more strongly here. Although Porcher just left a foot in on Maycon. Porcher has just been nudged back into a deeper role. Just clipped the back of Maycon's boot. Fabrizio Nascimento, 20-year-old defender, is coming on here for Brazil. One wonders whether Maycon might be the player to make way. This little break in play for the injury, perhaps just stalling a little bit of British momentum which had been building. And Brazil sensible to take their time. Marcao, who's seen it all in Paralympic competition, sending out one or two instructions. It is Maycon who's coming off. Score of the second goal, it might be the winning goal. Here's Di Maria. It's a decent first touch, but not enough to get away from Rudder. Three and a half minutes plus added on time, and there will be some of that for Brazil to hang on to this lead, but Nugent there has won it back for Great Britain. And Nascimento, who's just come on, was very strong with the challenge, and then Nugent went in from behind, and the yellow card is the least that he can expect for that. That really was not a good challenge from Nugent. You can see his desperation to win the ball back, but Fernandes was across in front of the ball, and it was a little reckless from the teenager. Fernandes is back up on his feet. They're the 37-year-old. He's old enough to be Ollie Nugent's dad. Space here for Di Maria. He's trying to pick out Wesley in the centre. Needed a better first touch, but the second touch was really good. Well, he forced Moore into a decent save. Nugent is accumulating fouls. Well, he thought the chance had gone, but what a smart turn that was by Wesley. Last 2 minutes of this opening game in Pool A. And it's going the way of the host nation, unless Great Britain can find something in the very closing stages. And they've had their chances. Well read by Nascimento. He really is a tower at the back for Brazil. And that's a foul against Wesley, who just leant into irons. Here's Crossen looking for options. He's got one with Nugent. It's a well-timed tackle to deny the British striker. And there's 3-on-3 here for Brazil. Perhaps they didn't quite make the most of it. But with the ball in the British half, they won't mind too much. There's Leandro, who got the ball rolling for Brazil with the very first goal. Fernandes. And back again from Felipe Gomes to Fernandes. There are going to be 3 minutes of added on time here. That might work as encouragement to the British team. Porcher, who got their goal and who gave them a chance really in this contest. Crossen was robbed there by Felipe Gomes, who kicked the ball away, and, well, frankly, he's skating on thin ice, Felipe Gomes, because he was booked in the first half. I'm sure the referee will add a few seconds on, but it's the kind of risk perhaps you shouldn't be taking at this level. The referee could have elected to send him off. Added on time then at the end of this game, and Porcher's free kick. Well, his teammates, you can see what they think of it, and his coach will be equally frustrated. He looks fairly sanguine, Keith Webb. It's been an exhausting hour's worth of football in intense humidity at the Diodoro Stadium. Irons is the last man back for Great Britain. He had to get there, and he got there in pretty uncompromising fashion. Well, Di Maria's going to take his time about getting back to his feet. In a sense, I don't blame him. It was a pretty strong contact, and he went knee to knee, I think, there with Irons. Good blow to the head as well. It's been bruising at times, it's been really competitive, it's been really good. Unless Great Britain can find something dramatic, it's going Brazil's way. It's a beautiful ball in, and calmly defended by Irons as Wesley looked to put the game beyond Great Britain's reach and seal the points for Brazil. And that's going to be a British corner. They know it's not one yet. The last minute of added on time, and Moore, the goalkeeper, is forward here for Great Britain. The last throw of the dice has to be a good ball in. And now it's a foot race, and the British goal is open. And Rudder just got there and was fouled by Wesley. The free kick has been given, the whistle's gone. Well, he's picked up the yellow card, but stopping the play in the British half would have been what the coaches wanted. Seconds remain. Crossen let that run and didn't realise that NASCIMENTO was coming. And it's over. It's over. Brazil have taken the victory in the opening game, and their quest for gold is off to the perfect start in the end. For Great Britain, some encouragement, but a huge task for them now to reach the semi-finals. A terrific match, terrifically competitive with chances at both ends, but Brazil deservedly the winners. They take the 3 points, beating Great Britain in Pool A by 2-1.